If you would like more videos like this, consider joining my online library. It's only $15.99 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Here you'll get weekly uploads of new videos around pain management yoga, restorative yoga, Ashtanga yoga, chakra yoga, all sorts. So head to www.yogatraveleronline/membership to join. Welcome to our supine and seated floor stretch for the knees. Let's just close our eyes for a moment and feel ourselves in a crisscross position. This is energizing for the knees and for the hips. Now I've elevated myself on a bolster or a blanket. You may do the same. So just close your eyes and feel your breath coming and going. We are going to focus on our knees today, so there'll be some repetition in our exercises, but we always want to have the breath be the focus of our practice. As we move and shift things around, strengthen areas around our knees, stretch areas around our knees, if we encounter discomfort or pain, our breath is going to let us know. So when we start to feel uncomfortable, painful, that's when we stop, we shift things, we change a little bit. We don't move through the pain. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to ease pain and discomfort. So let your breath be the focus. This crisscross position is a knee stretch. Feel how your hips have to open in order to allow the knees to open. So it really starts at the hips, but it might be felt in the knees. Even here, we're stretching out. Good. So let's open our eyes and stretch our legs forward. Another reason why I've had you elevate here is sometimes when we extend our legs forward and we're sitting flat, it's a little hard on our hamstrings. So here we can feel the length. Now, if you lengthen your knees, straighten your knees, you're going to feel a stretch in the back of the legs. So let's engage the quadriceps and all these little tendons that are here around the knee as we stretch the back of the legs. Take your hands just behind you and start to bend your right knee just a little bit. Pull it up so that we are moving these ligaments all around the knee, and then lengthen it back out again. Really easy movement, just pull it up. It'll involve your hip flexor a little bit and stretch it back out. So we're just warming right now. We'll do it once more. Pull it up, all of this movement here, and stretch it back out. Feel the back of the knee. Good, let's do the other side. Pull it up. We're on our left leg and straighten it back out. Really feel the back of the knee each time you straighten it. Pull it up and straighten it back out. Elevating our hips helps because we might be hovering that back of the knee off the floor. One more time, pull it up and stretch it out. Good, nice. Now let's go back to our right knee again, bend it, and let's grab the strap. Put your strap around your left leg here. And then sit yourself back up nice and tall. We're going to feel the outer hip and this movement through this right knee. See how much you're already bending it. That's a pretty intense angle. Let's take a breath here. Inhale and exhale, walk your way forward. This is Janu Shirsasana A, which isn't normally thought of as a knee pose because mostly what we're feeling here is the right hip, the low back, the hamstring on that left side. But look at how we've elevated our hips so we can really get some nice length in this left leg, so the back of the knee here, and then feel this bend. This is some good stretch for all these ligaments that are holding the kneecap in place. If it feels like too much, you can always pull your leg down a little bit further down the leg. Good. Take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Lift up, switch sides. Just slide that right foot in the strap and pull your left leg out. Take it as bent as you want. You can creep it up the leg as far as you're able to. Sit nice and tall, engage our breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, walk yourself forward along that strap. Same idea. Yes, you may feel this in your hip, in your low back, in your hamstring, but maybe try to sense some of the things that are happening in the knees. In the right knee, this back of the knee getting a nice tug, a nice length. And in this left knee, such a beautiful bend, motion to ease tension and joint pressure there. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's lift up. We'll take the strap away. Just put it off to the side and bend both knees so that your feet come together and you're in a butterfly position. This is called Baddha Konasana. And again, a lot of times we think of this for the hips. You might be feeling it right here first. That's okay. We need to stretch out all these areas so that we're more mobile in our knees. They all connect to each other. So take your hands behind you for just a moment and you're going to lean back into the hands and just press those knees down. So you should feel this right through the inner thigh here, right through there, hip flexors. You're not going to feel it so much in the knee, but we're opening up the hip areas so that when we go to step to the side or open our legs to the side, the knees are more responsive because the hips are warm. Good. This is building up a little energy right through the front of the hips. Take one more breath. Inhale. Good. Now exhale, release from the back and come forward. Your legs might lift a little bit. That's okay. But let's come forward. And now we're pressing into the hip flexors in the front. So stretching out these hip flexors right in the front. Good. Yes. Just drop your head down. Don't even worry if you're rounding your upper back. It's okay. We're using our body weight to press forward. Nice job. Good. Nice job. Everybody lift up. Great work. Let's move off of our bolster. We're going to get to the floor and we'll be on the floor laying down for the rest of the time. So you can just scoot that bolster off to the side, but let's keep our strap close by because we want to make sure that we have it handy. We're going to lay down on the left side of our body. So we're propping ourselves up with our arm and our hip. And then the right hand can be in front just to anchor yourself. We'll focus on this top right leg here. So go ahead and straighten your knee and stretch your foot, flex your foot, and then just start to lift it up and lower it down. Now you might think, oh, this is hip. This has nothing to do with the knee. But it does, because all of these tendons in this IT band, it's all connected into this outer knee right here. So this is the area that we are strengthening as we lift and lower our leg. And that's what we can feel all through. I mean, the side benefit is we're getting all this hip, right? And outer thigh. So that's wonderful. Plus, we're strengthening the ligaments around the knee. Good. You might even feel it in the inner thigh too. This hamstring's working hard. Don't worry, we're going to stretch it out later with our strap. Good. I'm not really even counting, sorry, because I keep talking. Let's just keep lifting and lowering with breath. How about we do one more? Lift it up and lower it down. Nice job. Flip yourself over. I'm going to turn around so I can still see everybody. Flip yourself over to that other elbow. So we're on our opposite hip, on our elbow. We're going to straighten and flex this top leg here. Ready? Just lift it up and start to feel the opposite side. Of course, what we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. Feel that IT band all along. Really, it goes all the way down to the calf and to the ankle. So you might feel it all the way down. Of course, our primary focus is the knee, but we can't ignore that we're going to get some good hip action going on here today as well. Good. Nice and smooth. I should have counted so we could be nice and equal, but we'll just try to feel it. How about we do one more? Lift it up and lower it down. Nice work. Let's roll onto our back and grab the strap. Now we're going to stretch all those things out that we just strengthened. So take your foot on the opposite leg that you were just working. So for me, it's my right leg. I'm lifting it up to the sky and we've got the strap along the ankle. Now you might be really tight in your hamstring, so maybe start with a bent knee position and then gradually start to lengthen it out as your body kind of adjusts to this pose. Think about the back of the knee here. We want to be as straight as we can so we can really feel that length through the back of the knee. And then of course we're going to get this hamstring that goes all the way down the leg. If you are extra tight, and that's okay, bend the left knee as well. And you're going to feel immediate relief and you might be able to pull even deeper. So adjust that if you'd like to. I think it feels kind of nice. Plus it helps you to maybe get into the glute just a little bit as well. Nice job. Now we did that outer hip work when we were lifting and lowering, so we need to stretch this hip. If you've got your knee bent, your left knee bent, go ahead and straighten it out. And let's take the strap in the opposite hand as the leg and pull it across the body. So here's where we're going to get this outer hip. I like to extend my arm out to have a little bit of balance. And we want to try to keep this shoulder on the ground as much as we can. Now, the straighter you can get that top leg, the more you can feel it all the way down through that outer hip and IT band that runs along the knee. You might even feel it down into the calf and the ankle. So this is stretching that whole leg. Oh, it's so deep. Wow. This one's actually really hard for me personally. But it should be a good balance for all those leg lifts that we did. Now we are getting such a beautiful stretch down that entire leg. Let's take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. Come on up. Whoo, gently bend your leg. Let's switch straps. Switch legs of the strap. So extend the opposite leg. Now you decide here. Of course, the leg with the strap, we want to be nice and straight. You can decide if you want to keep the leg that's on the floor bent or straight. So easier, bent, more difficult, straight. You decide. Either way, you're going to keep this leg nice and straight so we can lengthen our hamstring, the back of the knee, all the way up that leg. And again, you might not feel like the knee is doing much, right? It's not necessarily, but all of these areas around it are being stretched. That can release pressure to the kneecap, to that joint, if you get a lot of pressure in your knees. Just slow and steady breath. We're not working fast, but we're working deep. So we have to keep breathing. Good. Now take the hand, opposite hand on the strap. If your knee has been bent, straighten it at this point, and let's pull across our body, getting into that IT band, that outer hip. Whew, my leg just does not love this. Actually, it does love it, right? It's like when we hit these points that feel hard, we know that our body needs it. So please listen to your breath and make sure that you don't pull further than is safe. Good. Breathe deep. Beautiful breath. Very nice. Let's lift up. Wow, great work. Bend your knees. Put your strap off to the side. And let's take our hands underneath our hips. So we're going to start with knees bent and our hands underneath so that we can protect our low back as we do some leg levers. This is going to work on our quadricep and hip flexor. Of course, those things are connected into the knee. So start back with your right leg again. Let's extend it up to the sky. And on an inhale, go ahead and lower it down to a hover. Exhale, bring it back up to the top. Try to keep your knee as straight as you can. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, bring it back up. So can you feel it in the hip flexor and the quadricep? Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, bring it back up. You might also feel it in the low abdominals. 2 more. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, bring it back up. Last one on this side. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, bring it back up. Good. Bend your knee. Place it on the floor. We can feel all of that warmth through the quadricep and hip flexor. Let's do the left side. Lift your leg up. Get into position. Make sure your hands are supporting your low back against those hips there. Inhale, lower down. A nice straight knee. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, bring it back up. We just have 2 more. This time I'm counting, right? Good for me. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring it back up. Last one. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring it back up. Nice job. Bend your knee. Put your feet on the floor. Take your arms out to a T. Now we did all of this energy building right through here. We want to stretch those areas, and we'll do that with a bridge pose. So from the base of your spine, start to roll up. And if you can put your emphasis right here on the front of the hips, you might be able to feel a stretch along those hip flexors and maybe even the quadriceps. So we're lengthening this area out, and now we're squeezing the back body. So of course we're building some strength in the low back, hamstrings, and glutes, which is wonderful. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. Nicely done. Good. Bring your hands back behind your hips once more. And pull your knees into your chest. So you might have to adjust a little bit, kind of shake that area. Now we're just going to move through the joint with bicycles, but only using our legs. So you can keep your head and your torso on the floor and just start bicycling your legs. You can see I'm not going fast. This is a slow bicycle. It's a leisure ride. It's not a cardio ride. Just slow and steady to get some motion through those knees. And think about every time you straighten your knee to really get some length through the back of the knee. Good. Side benefits, we're going to get those hip flexors again. We're going to get the low abdominals again. Nice job. Now let's change directions. Can you change directions? See how it feels different along the knee. This direction makes my knees crack. I don't know why. Lots of little crackling coming from my screen here. If it hurts, you stop. We're just going to do a few more, and then we're going to stretch. Good. Nice. How about one more rotation? Whatever that looks like for you. Woo, that was intense. Let's put our legs down, stretch our arms overhead, and our legs down below. We should feel so warm through those quadriceps. hip flexors, the knees, all of those things. Good. Now to stretch out the hip flexors and the quadriceps, we'll do a little bit of a windshield wiper. So take your arms out to a T again, bend your knees. This is going to adjust our low back. Let's make sure the low back is pressed to the floor. And then let your knees fall both to the right. And you're going to feel this really in the left quadricep and left hip flexor, right in the front there. Then take the knees and fall to the left. Same thing. You're going to feel that all through the front. It should feel nice after doing that bicycle. And I'll just let you move at your own pace now. Back and forth. If it feels really good to linger, then linger. If it feels good to move, then move. Just listen to your body as you move back and forth. This should also feel really nice on the low back. That's what's so fun about yoga poses. They don't just do one thing. They do like 10 things all at once. Nice job. Let's just do one more on each side. See if you can remember where you started. Even it out. Good. And bring your legs back up to the center. We'll do one last stretch for the hamstrings, the knees, and the hips. Take your right ankle to your left knee. Reach through and you can grab onto your leg somewhere. So I like to grab my shin, but you might be better grabbing the back of the leg. It doesn't matter. And then just go ahead and lay yourself down. Now, if your head doesn't quite touch the ground, maybe because you're really tight in the hip and the hamstring, feel free to put a blanket underneath your head if you've got, you could go back to that bolster, although that might be a little too high. But just do your best to relax your upper body. That's all I'm trying to say. And then we can focus on this lower body. We've got this outer hip stretch going on. See how our knee is bent. So we're stretching all those tendons and ligaments around the knee. And then we're lengthening the sciatic nerve that runs down the back of the leg as well. So all of these things that connect into the knee can affect our knees and cause pain. So we're trying to ease that pain. Good. Take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Let go of your hold. Drop your left leg down and set that right leg down. Let's do the other side. Left ankle to the right knee. Reach through, grab on, and lay back down again. And you might just notice what you feel the most. For me today, it's my outer hips. But it might be the back of the leg for you. It might be your low back. How nice is that to press the low back to the floor? It might be your knee joint. So many different wonderful places to feel this potentially. Good, let's take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Nicely done. Release your legs and let them just fall over to one side. It doesn't matter what side, but just fall to a side and maybe prop your head in your hands for a moment. We're starting to lift to sit, but I don't want us to get up too fast and get a head rush. So maybe just lay on your side for a moment or two. And then gently press up to sit. Now we've done so much work for our knees and our hips. You decide if you want to go back to your bolster or your block or your blanket. I'm going to choose to just sit on the floor without, but you're welcome to grab it again. We're just going to sit and compare how it feels. Does it feel different through the hips? Does it feel different in the knees? Does it feel different in the low back? It's nice to compare sometimes to see that even the small little things we think they're small can result in big changes in our body. Let's take one more stretch for each hip and for the knees. You can do this seated on an elevated position or just on the floor. So bring your arms to the sides. Inhale, reach up to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. If you are on a bolster, make sure that you don't fold too far so that you fall off. You can use your hands to support you. If you're on the ground, you can go perhaps a little bit deeper. And just let your head drop down. Whatever leg you have in front, that is the leg and the hip that you're going to feel it the most. Good. Walk it back up and switch legs. This leg might be a little harder. It's probably your less natural leg. So it's just as important to stretch it out. Hands by your sides, nice deep breath. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Again, catch yourself. If you're on your bolster or your block, go ahead and lean forward even deeper if you're on the ground. And let your head just lower down. And we can feel once more that outer hip, that nice deep bend in the knee, even relief in the low back. How wonderful. Good. And walk yourself up. Nicely done. Bring your hands together at heart center. Thank you so much for taking this time with me today to stretch out and strengthen your knees for greater health and greater mobility. I wish you well. Thanks so much for being here. Namaste.